One of the trickier parts of dealing with Excel, duplicates. F9, F9, you're going to see, what are we doing? Sum all inventory by car maker. Sum product does not count duplicates. Here, I'm going to show you 3 different examples and explain to you why this is red, why these are green. Some of the tools, sum product, ISNUMBER and MATCH. Sum product, SUMIF, sum, and SUMIFs. A lot of different ways to San Jose, as they say. Perhaps there's a couple different ways to solve this, maybe not. Brad Williams, Excel Prime. Here we go. We're going to look at sum product. We're going to combine a few of these with SUMIF. And then we're going to see if we can substitute sum product with just sum ifs. All right, well, here we go. And let's see what happens here. We have car makers. We have inventory. We have car maker. What do we want to do? Sum all inventory by car maker. What we want to do is sum up everything over here in this range. And here is our list, and here's the inventory, okay? We're going to use a combination of functions. We're going to nest some of these things, and maybe this is not a beginner, maybe this is intermediate. Buckle up. Sum product. What's sum product? We're going to go down here. Multiplies arrays of numbers and sums the resultant array. SUMIF sums numbers that meet a criteria. We know with SUMIF, we've worked out a number of times. So why would you include a sum product with a SUMIF? Look at our criteria here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. SUMIF is a single criteria. We can identify, go in here, go to sum product, SUMIFs right here. We have SUMIF, so forget about sum product right now. We have our normal layout, which is our range. Here we have our name ranges, item 119, B5 to B21. We have our car makers. We have our criteria, which is inventory. What is inventory? E5 to E8. Units, that should be inventory, but unit, just go with it. This is going to go through, and what is it going to do? It's just going to find the inventories. Let's take a look, range, F9, and it's just going to show the entire range of cars. Hit escape. The key thing here is this unit deal. What happens is, let's go here, hit inventory, and it's going to give us this list of inventory. Our unit is going to be our criteria, our car makers. That's what we're looking for, specific car makers. And we get F9 if we want just individual. Our unit's going to be here. The key thing here is this criteria. I've shown you, it's in the red here. Hit F9. So we have this information. Let's do this. Let's just get rid of this right here. Sum product. What do we get? We're going to get a spill. And that's what we want. We want to be able to grab this information. We've done this a number of times, but SUMIF does not, because we have this active format. You can see how it's outlined. It's just going to show, let's just grab this, I'll show you, because we haven't been dealing with too many spills. Remember, if you want to copy this, just highlight it, hit copy, hit escape. All we're doing is grabbing that exact formula and pasting it. And you can see what happens here. It's taken the 265, which will be Honda. If we have Honda here, it's just going to grab this stuff. This is nice. It's doing what it's supposed to do. And because now we have this dynamic thing, it will spill. And if we had this set up right next to this, I haven't shown you an example of this, but here's just a implied layout. 265 is Honda. If you go through here, and then for simplicity, we have an infinity. And do you see an infinity here? So we get a 0. What does sum product do? It's going to look at this. It's going to go 1. And then it's going to multiply times 265. Then it's going to go 1, because there's only 1 here. It's going to go 3 times 346. Then it's going to go Toyota 1 times 239. And then hence sum product. It's going to sum this up. We can get rid of this. We can put that sum product back in there. I'm just backing out. Look at this array. Let's see if sum product will give us any information here. No, it won't. Maybe it will. Let's see. F9. And that's what it does. Exactly what I just said. In this case, because it updated and there's a Honda in here, we have to look at 65, which is going to be an Audi. It repeats. So if there's duplicates, it's just going to copy this and then Ford. I'll hit F9 again. I can hit F9. It's not going to do anything because we already have this F9 here. Hit escape, hit F9. You can see here we have Lexus Fiat. And so now if we go here, hit F9, we have 59. If we look through here and find Lexus, there's a 59. We have 109 for Fiat, Jeep, so on and so forth. And the final product will be this summed up. How does that look? I'm not sure if I can find the one. Over here, you know what the status is in terms of to the far right. F9? Nope, it doesn't. All right. And SUMIF is not going to give me what I'm looking. I'm looking for the one. F9, it's not going to work. So that's how sum product works. Here, if you need a summary, multiplies arrays and then sum arrays, and then over here you can read it. You can also just use SUMIFs. It's the exact same structure. SUMIFs, multiple criteria, and then we just sum up the SUMIFs. It'll do the same thing as in this example. It'll do the same thing as sum product. And then if we want to add up without duplicates, we can use this sum product, ISNUMBER, match, and it's a little bit complicated. Here's a 30-second overview. You remember match, we're finding row. ISNUMBER, is it a number? Search for a value in a list and returns its position. Tests if a cell is a number and then multiplies arrays of numbers. What does it look like under the hood? We have match. It's going to have this lookup value, which is going to be item 119 here in the red. Going to look this up. It's going to look up the array. It's going to be the match type. So it's an exact match. Then ISNUMBER says, test if cell is a number. Some product is asking, multiply arrays. So back up, and you remember what the unary is. This is going to turn the trues and falses into ones and zeros. For the sum product, the first array is ISNUMBER match inventory 0. Find Lexus. Then unit 119, then match it. And sum product's going to go this times 1, Fiat times 1, and it's going to add up. And if there's any duplicates, it won't add the duplicate. Let's take a look. ISNUMBER is 246. We go value, F9, 246. We go to match, lookup, F9. It's going to show these cars. We go to lookup array, F9. We're going to look for the rows. Match ISNUMBER. Going to find this 246. Really is not helping us. It's not explaining much. That's the way it works. In terms of the 599 versus, let's say we have 621.
Be sure to check out all of our Excel courses. Excel data and text manipulation. We have an advanced beginners and intermediate course. Excel essentials. This is for individuals new to Excel. We have an advanced, excellent beginners, level 1 and level 2, and intermediate level course. Excel formulas. Formulas only. We have a beginner, an advanced, and an intermediate level course. Click on any of the links. There's a short video that explains everything about the course. Check it out.
What does it mean? Okay, let's find Chevrolet and Chevrolet. You can see 109 and 67. Then Audi, there's one Audi. Lexus, one Lexus, and there's two Audis. Question is, what is some product adding up with ISNUMBER? We have to see here. Well, let's just try to find Audi, BMW, those match. trying to find 595, 530, 804, 54, 252, Honda. And this is just not making sense. 390. You can see that we have, with this particular ISNUMBER, when you see Ford, Fiat, Rivian, it's not going to count this second Ford. And this is 2. If you look here, the way this works, here, I'll show you. Take a look. F9. You could see Ford. There's 2 Fords. We're counting 2. We shouldn't do that. You can see Ford, it's counted twice. Fiat, because it's only shown once, and there are 3 Fiats, it's correct. Rivian, there's only 1. If we go down here and we do the exact same thing, we hit this array, you're going to see we're only counting 1 Ford. We're counting the Fords, but we're not counting Fords twice. This is the way SUMPRODUCT up here, it would look at this and would count this Ford here and this Ford, and then it would go back and count this Ford and this Ford again. Here, using SUMPRODUCT with this if number, we can see we're counting this Fiat. Then we're going down, we're going to count the Ford. We're going to count the Fiat again. Then we're going to count the Ford, then the Rivian, then the Fiat. There's a couple different ways we could structure this. One, don't use RAM between. You can hard code this yourself, put this in yourself. I just researched this and, well, what if there's duplicates? There you go. Massage this information. I didn't put a write-up here for this SUMPRODUCT sum. I think by now you can get an idea of what we're doing. SUMPRODUCT sum if. That would be this one right here. And I didn't write up anything about this sum ifs. This was sort of, I just winged it. I was more curiosity than anything else. You know how to go through. By now, you should be able to navigate this and understand the anatomy. My suggestion is take this, any of these, and break them down. In other words, get rid of the SUMPRODUCT. I showed you that example. It spills. You should be able to figure out what the SUMPRODUCT does. It removes that spill. Same thing here, sum ifs. If you remove this sum, it's going to spill. The sum feature removes that spill. And this is a byproduct. A byproduct in, if you're going to do something as crazy as I did in this example and make these a variable, in other words, the possibility of a duplicate, you're going to run into this double counting. You can use SUMPRODUCT ISNUMBER and MATCH to override that. I don't recommend it. You know, there's endless options. That's the strength of Excel. Brad Williams, Excel Prime. Thanks for listening.